Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about that incident involving Danny Welbeck. First of all, we'll take a look at it, at the way that we saw it during the game. Did you think, at first thought, that it was a penalty?
No, I didn't think so. He does touch the ball. It's not, a massive touch, but he does push the ball away. And obviously, Cesc is running and he's going to touch his leg with his other leg. But, even Cesc goes down. He's not really asking for anything. You will see it in another angle. He pushes the ball away. You can see the ball spinning right here.
So
he pushes the ball away.
We don't have any issue with Martin Atkinson's decision then, Jamie, not to award the penalty in this
No, he's got it right. And we got a good view here, to be honest, Kelly. But
so then shortly afterwards, the ball goes out of play, goes out for a corner, at which point VAR get in touch, Neil Swarbrick gets in touch with Martin Atkinson and says, don't restart the game, we're looking at this incident. So they have the conversation, they look at it for 2 minutes in total, 1 minute 25 after play has stopped. And this is what VAR looks at.
Yeah, and listen, as it goes, you can see now, this is the pros of it. You can actually see that there's a real benefit, because if he does give it as a penalty, they can review it and say, listen, you got that one wrong. My problem is it just undermines the referees a little bit. I know it's better for the game sometimes, but contentious issues is what this game is about. And that could be a debate still. It's not necessarily a matter of fact, and I think that's where the problems are going to come. Today, Thierry came up with a great line. I'm trying to figure out who man of the match is. He said VAR, because it worked today. It did everything right that it was asked to do.
And it did back up Martin Atkinson's initial decisions as well, so almost gave more credibility to them rather than taking that away from him. Did it feel too long? Did it feel like it dragged?
The only thing that I was saying at the time is, obviously, what you want is clarity, and we had it. But Chelsea had a corner. And Arsenal, I'm not saying they were struggling, but you want to play that corner quicker rather than slower, and they had to wait. And so you get your position back, and you wait, and you know what's happening. And when you get a team in the last 5 minutes and you take a corner quick and another one. And so I was like, that killed a bit of the momentum of Chelsea, but they got it right.
It's like a boxing match, isn't it? When the bell goes, you let someone off the hook to a certain extent, and that's what VAR can do. It can stop the flow of a game, how much time you're going to add on at the end of the game as well, which is a problem. But yeah, I think all in all, today it was successful. It worked. More problems to come, I suggest, but you know what? Today it did its job.
Yes, Arsene Wenger watching from the stand because of his ban. So he was in the press box today, which is a different position from when he was banned last time. He watched it from Stamford Bridge, where I think he felt he was surrounded by fans a little bit much, this time surrounded by the enemy in terms of journalists. In terms of the performance, he said it was a blocked performance. Was that the right thing for Arsenal to do today?
I thought at the beginning of the game that's what they were going to do, and they set up the team to do that. I thought that Chelsea was going to do a bit more, and it's not easy when you play against a team like Arsenal, and when they defend like that, and when that togetherness that they had, and the way they defended every single one of them, it became a bit difficult for Chelsea. Yes, they had some chances. Christensen just had to direct the ball on goal, and he would have scored overall. But I thought it was good. That's the type of performance sometimes that you want to see away from Arsenal, and especially in a tie game, in a cup game. But I wanted to talk about Jack Wilshere because I thought that he had a good game. And what I liked also is not only when he's on the ball. As a holding midfielder, sometimes you have to track back and get the ball back, and he did that tonight. And I thought it was very good up until, obviously, he twisted his ankle, and that's a shame for Arsenal to be in this type of situation. But listen, if you had said to me at the beginning of the game, Arsenal is going to draw here 0-0 and bring it back to the Emirates, happy days.
Even if they didn't have the injury problems.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed with Jack Wilshere. I must admit, I thought today, for however long he was on, 55, 60 minutes, he bossed the midfield, and there's been so many times that guy's picked up injuries. He looks like he's found some real rhythm in his game. Looks like he's found a way of keeping fit, and unfortunately today there's absolutely nothing you can do when that happens. I've suffered injuries, and sometimes the most innocuous ones are the ones that can keep you out for the longest because you're not ready. Someone kicks the ball and it hits your foot and it just disrupts your ankle. He's obviously had injury problems before with that ankle. Really disappointed for him because he looks back to his best, and you just wonder how long this will keep you out for. Thierry and I were just saying there about that midfield, the balance maybe of him and Ramsey I would have liked to have seen, and Aaron Ramsey coming back. It's such a shame for him. Hopefully it doesn't keep him out too long because, as I say, he was really playing well and he looked like he was in great form. And it's a terrible shame when players pick up injuries like that, especially when you've been crying out for someone to come into that Arsenal midfield and boss the game like he did for so long.
Yeah, and as much as his individual performance drew your praise, what does he give to the team? How does he help the Arsenal side?
Well, the way he was on the ball, he always wanted the ball. I played with players that hide, and when you pass the ball forward or sideways, they pretend to the crowd that they wanted the ball.
Name names.
No. Today he wanted that ball. He wanted to go forward, cute 1-2 in and around N'Golo Kanté, which is not an easy one. Okay, he lost the ball there, but he was at it trying to get the ball back. That's also what I'm talking about, because when you play for Arsenal Football Club, more often than not, you're going to have to stop the counters, because you're going to be on the ball against a lot of teams in this league, and you need also to do the other side of the job when the team goes on the counter. And he kind of did that today, but I like the fact that he always wants to turn and pass the ball forward.
Yeah.
And pass the ball forward is very key. That used to drive me mad when a midfielder used to pass the ball sideways and backwards. And today he did that, but he did the other side of the job that I like also. Well, obviously that's how he got injured, but he had a good performance overall, and I'm very disappointed that he got injured.
There is nobody in the game that's better than him at give and goes. At pace, he goes and he provokes a situation, plays a 1-2, goes past people. It's brilliant. I love watching it. You talk about what Hazard could do when he dribbles with it. That is brilliant, and that's brilliant what he does on the ball. As I say, that injury is just so unfortunate for the kid. And just hopefully he's not going to be out for too long.
We don't know yet whether he'll be fit to play in the second semi-final, which is in 2 weeks' time. But how do Arsenal generally approach that? Will we see a similar performance to tonight, or will we see something more attacking?
I think you're going to see a more attacking game. Arsenal being at home, they're going to try to go forward. I think Chelsea would be more difficult to play against at the Emirates. I would like to think that Sanchez will still be here and play that game. But yeah, if I was playing against the Chelsea side, I would be more worried at my place than playing them at their place, especially the way Arsenal play. But they've been showing us that they can perform against those teams, Arsenal. So it's not because you don't have the right players or you don't have the right commitment. That was a great commitment today. Was it the best game ever in the history of the League Cup? No. But you came, you did your job, you bring the game back to the Emirates, and I don't think it will be the same type of game, because at one point the team is going to need to win it. So that's why I think it's going to be different.
And you like to see maybe Ozil, Sanchez in that Arsenal team. That they give you a different dimension altogether. So I would still say it's even money the two. There's not really a favourite out there. It might suit Chelsea, as Thierry says, those open spaces a little bit, and it'll be more of an open game. But it wasn't a classic by any stretch of the imagination, but it probably was one of those where both sides are looking at it and think, no damage done.
Antonio Conte's issue with VAR is potentially it could lead to a lot of time being added on at the end of games. But we've talked VAR. Let's talk Chelsea. Do you think that, given the chances they created, they should feel slightly frustrated that they didn't win the game?
Possibly. I will probably show a run of chances now, and there was
funnily enough
odd one, and mainly fall into defenders. That one at the back post, yes, half a chance. One or two others you felt maybe if they had a little bit of luck. This one here just doesn't quite fall to Morata at the back post, and they created chances. I mean, this one a long shot. I think you expect your keeper to deal with that one, Thierry.
Yes, for sure. I think the clear chance was if he doesn't have a heavy touch, then he can do something different. But the touch was pretty heavy and ended up nearly scoring there. But I think that's the one. No, that's not the one. That's a shot of Victor Moses. There is one where Christensen just had to direct it on goal. Look, there's no one in goal. I don't know what they tried to do there. That was the clear one for me. And yes, you're here. You're at the bridge. Of course, you're going to concede some chances, but I don't think they did enough to be able to. What a turn here! I mean, that was great. I mean, he didn't finish it well, but that was just great. I don't think they did enough to win the game. You have to give Arsenal a lot of credit on what they did today.
And I think the disappointment will come from Conte's point of view. The big guns were playing today. You've got your best three really up front. You expect Morata. That was the best piece of football in the match. Just needed someone who he tries to set up Willian there, doesn't quite get it to him. But they didn't do that often enough. And I suppose you have to credit Arsenal. Look at the bodies they've got there, defending for their lives. And I think that's what Arsenal fans want to see more often. That kind of defensive stability. People putting their body on the line, when you get beat 4 at Forest. At least they showed some character today. But when you look at the players that Chelsea had out there playing, you expect one moment of brilliance from someone like a Fabregas or a Hazard or a Morata. It didn't happen today. Does it change the tide? Not really. I don't think it does. I would still probably make Chelsea slight favourites, and that's in my opinion. But it's a wide open game.
It's one of the reasons you would put Chelsea as slight favourites, because Arsenal will have to open up more at the Emirates.
Yeah, possibly. I think so. And I just look at the players they have and going forward. But, as I say, if Arsenal have Ozil and Sanchez back playing and play to the level that they played a few weeks ago or a week ago in the league game, then it could be anything can happen. But, I just think that Chelsea can do a lot better than what they did today, and probably win, because Arsenal did play deep. I think that, Conte mentioned it there, but what they meant to do, this is a 2-game tie. You've got to sit back, suck it up, and just see where you can go from there.
Yeah, we're expecting that in the second leg, and also the away goals will count after extra time in that one. So one goal, that could be a 1-1 rather, could be enough. Yeah.
I don't see that at the Emirates. I don't see a 1-0 game. I think it was going to be again a cracking game. Both of the teams going to have to try to win the game. And like I said before, I think it's going to be more difficult for Arsenal at the Emirates. But I have a feeling that they can go through.
A score draw, though, is what I'm trying to say, would be enough for Chelsea,
exactly.
even if it is high scoring. Do you think that we will see both sides going for it more, though?
I do. Yeah, I think because of the way that Arsenal they're at home. You know, it's in their DNA to attack. You know, today they had to do a job and they did it really well. You know, Arsene Wenger mentioned it there. All depends on the personnel. You know, El Neni and Xhaka, not necessarily the right balance in midfield. But if Ramsey comes back going forward, he gives you a different proposition. But they are gonna miss Jack Wilshere. I hope he's not going to be out for too long because he's added something to this Arsenal team when he's played. But as I say, it's still a wide open game. But I would just say Chelsea marginally favourites for me.